I may have broken my serger. My husband and I are officially house hunting. I want this house. Like, I want to move out of here so bad. Hello everyone, it's Noel. Welcome to Noel's Nook, my corner of the internet for art, crafting, and studio vlogs for my small business, Noel's Not Place. And we have quite a doozy this week. As you could kind of garner from the intro, a lot of stuff happened this week, just in the last couple of weeks since the last studio vlog. Can't believe it. We're not even into November yet, and so much has happened. So without further ado, I'm not going to sugarcoat it anymore. Let's just get right into it. Good evening. Hello. Excuse this. I have a zit that just keeps filling up, and I'm trying to get rid of it. And I'm in the corner here because my in-laws are outside, and I don't want them to see me and perceive what I'm doing. So, hello. It is Friday. It's Friday, October 10th, and I'm out here to cut more fabric for, at this point, the scrunchies are just going to come out when they come out. I have plenty on the website right now. I have most of my Halloween ones up. It's just I have to get the red, the gold, and the silver basic and luxe size scrunchies cut out. I have to get that fabric cut, and then I'll start sewing them up in this coming week. It's very, very, very busy at work. I have a 6-day work week coming up. I started my first shift today. The one day, the Tuesday, I'm off of like my normal job, and I'm gonna go to like an expo with my bosses. So that's something, and it's paid. Confirmed that today. So the other thing is though too, my husband and I are officially house hunting. So I just want to briefly put it out there. Nothing is set in stone right now. It's just we're finally making some moves in the right direction. So anyway, I'm going to be out here. I'm not going to film anything because it's like 7 o'clock at night. I'm very tired. I have to work at 7 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. But I'll try to film during this next coming week, whatever I can. So I'm just going to hop on here, get some creep cast going, get some of this done. Okay, it is 9:30 or something like that. Yep, it's 9:30. I have finished cutting the fabric that I need to for these next batch of scrunchies. I'm only going to do 6 of each color. That being 6 basic, 6 luxe in 4 different colors. That being the lipstick red. I still don't know names that I'm going to actually use for these colors. The gold, the silver, and the brown. So those are all done. I'm going to start working on them this weekend. And hopefully at some point I can take some product photography and stick them on the website. But the thing is, I'm having the worst time marketing and like making shorts and stuff. And I don't know. I got to figure something out. But anyway, I'm tired and I got to go inside. So I have to work tomorrow morning. But anyway, I'll catch you guys soon. I took my hair down because having it up was looking a little bit crazy. But good evening, everyone. It is Saturday night. It's 10 o'clock at night. I have just finished serging and sewing the basic size scrunchies here. They're not sewn like into loops yet. And also the luxe size. So I have been a very busy bee. I am glad that I came out here and finished that. It took me 2 hours. So I came out here around 7:30 and it's 9:45, something like that, while I'm recording this, and I'm about to head in, but I just wanted to hop on here and just be like, yeah, I did something. So I have brown to do, gold, and silver to do. And since this took me 2 hours, I assume that that's the amount of time that's going to take me to get those done. So we're looking at possibly Tuesday night being completely done with all of these. But that also depends on if I can get out here earlier. I got out here a little bit later, even though I got off of work, but I was exhausted. So it just kind of depends on how we go. So on Wednesday night, I'm hoping to sew all of the scrunchies shut, hand sew them shut as I do. If you didn't know, I hand sew the scrunchies shut. There's a side seam that I have to pull the scrunchie through, and then I sew it shut by hand. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do that on Wednesday, I think. And then I was gonna move on to some wintertime scrunchies, but I actually have to sew my dress for my little brother's wedding. So that is something that I have been like keeping under wraps because I was like, okay, I cannot find a dress that I want to wear to his wedding. So maybe I'll just make it. So that's going to be interesting. I might film bits and pieces of it. I don't know how much I'm going to film because I'm going to be like so nervous about how I'm going to go about doing it. I actually have a little Amazon cart because I need to buy a couple of things specifically for it. Accessories for the Serger and stuff. But yeah, I don't know why I decided to do this. But I bought the fabric, so I need to. But anyway, just wanted to hop on here and say hi. And I will talk to you guys probably tomorrow after I'm done. Excuse the tractor. It's not an earthquake. And we're outside, as you can see, and it is Monday night currently. Yesterday, I didn't even come outside to work because I was exhausted from work. My actual job, my day job, I should say. And as you saw in the previous clips, I got done with my red scrunchie line, but now I have to work on silver, gold, and brown. So I think I'll work on silver next. So I'm going to rethread my serger here. And I think I'm going to try and tackle all of the serging tasks first, and then I will sew all of these into loops at the very, very end. So instead of sewing the red scrunchies like I was going to tonight into loops, I'm just going to bang everything out with the serger. It's still going to take me probably 2 hours for this line, and I'm not going to film it just because time is of the essence. I'm very much behind with everything, and because I'm sewing a dress for my little brother's wedding, I also have to just get what I can done and like get stuff on the website. Luckily tomorrow I actually have off work because originally there was like a convention or an expo or something that I was supposed to attend for work, but it was canceled, so I have off tomorrow. And that means I have 3 days off this week, which is kind of incredible. I never get that many days off per week because I normally work 5 days. And calling off work is just a pain in my butt. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just cut to it and get this done. And I'll try to like film little bits and bobs here and there, but no promises. So I'll talk to you later. Also, there is a spider on the ceiling, and I'm hoping to God it does not land on me while I'm working.
A few moments later.
I may have broken my serger. There was a piece on it that I yanked off because I was trying to rethread it, and I was trying to rethread it in not the usual way, which is, you know, shame on me. But this piece that I yanked off, thinking that it was part of the lower looper knife, just came off. I bent it, I think. And then I tried to put it back in, tried to start serging, and it flew out at me. And now I cannot find it. So I have to look for it. I'm hoping I can put it back on somehow. I have no way. I'm trying to remain calm. I'm freaking out, but I'm trying to remain calm. I will keep you... I'll check back in. Alright, y'all, I believe I have broken it. Specifically, the stitch finger right here, right? That should not be that loose. So I have went ahead and I found a repair shop. I just used their online booking form, so hopefully tomorrow they get back to me. And it said that they have a 24-hour turnaround time, which would be fantastic. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I broke that part. So I'm going to take a break. Obviously, I'm not happy with myself, but you know what? Shit happens. So it is what it is. It could be like £100 to fix, which I'm okay with. I'd rather repair my machine and keep using it than buy a new one, obviously. So it is what it is, but I'll keep you guys updated. Hello! So I have had quite a morning and evening. So as you saw, I was very distraught last night from breaking my serger. So when I realized that there was nothing I could do that would be beneficial, I would just ruin my serger more if I tried anything else, I hopped onto Google and I was searching for sewing machine repairs within my area, and one particular listing caught my eye, and I went on their website. Love a website, guys. Love a website. So hopped on their website and they had a booking form, and I was like, okay, well, let me just see if I can get in with these people. So I went on their booking form online, and then within about, I'd say 20 minutes, I heard back from them. And this was before 9 o'clock at night. So that was very quick, and I was not expecting that, like, at all. So they told me to stop in this morning to drop my, overlocker in, my serger. So I did that this morning, and they were the loveliest people. So a gentleman named Brian is going to be working on my serger, and I'm assuming that Christine is his wife. And they have this little home studio, and apparently Christine has worked on Game of Thrones, which is really, really cool. And she owns a company, and I'll put all of this information in the description box. It's called Color and Cloth. And they also have a YouTube channel as well. So I'll just, put everything down there in the description. You guys can check them out. Check out their website. They do courses and stuff. Of course, this is all in Northern Ireland. So if you live here, check them out. I'm actually hoping that maybe sometime I could do one of their courses. There's like a bodice blocking course that I'd love to try. But anyway, so I met them. They were lovely people. Came back home, had lunch, and now I'm out here because even though my serger is being repaired, and 20 minutes ago I received an email saying that they found another problem and they're ordering a part for me, so it might be a little bit longer for my machine to get fixed, but it's okay. I'm just gonna breathe. So my sewing machine is still functional, so I can finish the red scrunchies sitting here, as well as hand sew any of the scrunchies that I've already worked on. So those being the bottle green ones and the rust colored ones. So I can still be productive. And then you can also see this mess here. I had opened a pattern and I didn't put it away correctly. I kind of scrungled it up. So that is the dress pattern that I wanted to start working on for my little brother's wedding. That's going to be postponed just slightly, but I can still cut out the pattern pieces. The thing is, though, because I am between sizes, I will have to grade my pattern. And grading just means that you're taking, like, say, for example, I believe I'm a size 12 in the bust, but I'm a size, like, 14 to 16 in my waist. So I would have to, like, finagle the pattern to sort of make sense with my own body. So there were some YouTube tutorials I was looking at, so that's something I'll do. I have done this before when I used to do Lolita stuff back in the day. So I'm not what's the word I'm looking for, familiar with it, but it's been a while. So anyway, that's what I'm out here for. I'm going to go ahead and get started with this stuff. I probably won't be filming any of this just because I'm not in the headspace to film. I'm going to be honest with you, just not in the headspace to film. And I'm kind of glad that the sewing machine is not going to be repaired right away because I only have off on Thursday and Friday. And I'm getting my hair cut on Thursday. So we're going to try something a little different so that my hair doesn't look like absolute trash. So I will talk to you guys in a little bit here. Sorry, I had to thoroughly investigate to make sure that the Game of Thrones thing was correct. And looking through Google here, she has worked on Game of Thrones and Battle of the Bone, which I've never heard of, and Grand Mall, which I've also never heard of. But yes, she was a costume seamstress and costume maker, which is really cool. I have no idea where to even start with this vlog. It is Sunday, and if I can remember correctly, the last I spoke with you, I had just broken my serger, and I had contacted somebody about fixing it, a repair person. So I guess let's just go back to that point. So I ended up taking my Serger in on Tuesday and spoke with the people there. So it's Christine and Brian from Color and Cloth Ltd. And they are situated in Portadown, Northern Ireland, and they are fantastic. Absolutely 10 out of 10. Just amazing. They ordered parts for me. They kept me in the know like every step of the way that they were doing it. And it was such a seamless, stress-free sort of situation because I was kind of like, oh my God, how much is this going to cost? And blah, blah, blah. And it did cost me 121 pounds. The base price for a Serger repair is 85 pounds. And then I paid for the part that they replaced as well. So overall, I'm happy with that. It was more affordable than I was thinking. Here I was thinking I was gonna have to like pay for like a whole other Serger, but it was okay. So I just have to be really careful. Christine was asking me, like, she's like, let me see how you would sew back home. So she gave me a piece of cotton that she doubled up, and I was like running it through the serger, and then she's like, okay, I need you to stop. Because apparently I was just letting the thread jam. And yeah, I was letting the thread jam after the cloth had run through, and she needed me to start moving the pedal faster and like really swooping my arm out with the cloth and getting the threads out of the way. So overall, just really great service. So highly recommend if you're in Northern Ireland and you need sewing machine repairs. Brian from Color and Cloth Limited is amazing. But yeah, we picked it up yesterday. It did take a few days just because they had to order a part in, and the part came sooner than they had, I guess, thought. So that's why it came a little bit earlier. So I'm just not having a great day today because I went to work, which wasn't the issue. I got up this morning at my normal like wake up time, but it was I was like awake because my mother-in-law's dog decided to start barking at 6:30 in the morning. She was already awake, getting like ready for her job, and it was just so there was that. And then I get home and the house is like just boiling lava hot. For starters, not starters, but just for reference, the current temperature out here in the shed is 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty comfortable with like a light jacket on. I don't really feel like I need to turn the heat on, but because the house is so humid, like the humidity plus them having the thermostat set to 30 degrees Celsius, I forget what that is, I'll put it at the bottom, just it makes everything, oh my gosh, just so hot in there. And like I get that they're Irish and they have to be like hot all the time, and or they have to have like a, I don't know, a hot house or a warm house, I don't know. And then I don't know, I just haven't been having a good time. And also, my mother and father-in-law have decided without asking to take my black thread for various sewing projects, so I don't have my black sewing thread sitting here. My mother-in-law took one spool for her sewing machine, but never gave it back. And then my father-in-law took the other spool just now without asking, and then asked for a sewing needle. And I'm just like, where's the common courtesy to like ask for shit before you just take it? So, but anyway, I have to get these, that's enough of that. I have to get these scrunchies surged, so I am going to very carefully, and that was the other thing too, she asked for me to show her how I would normally go about rethreading my machine, and like yeah, she told me how to do it correctly, so yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get like my stuff set up here, and then we'll go about doing that. So give me like 2 seconds here. Good evening, everyone. It is Tuesday night, and I finally have off work tomorrow. And just really long story short about work, things are getting a little bit tense at work. So I don't know. But anyway, that's all you're going to get from me about that right now. But I did get, and I don't know if this is where I left off with the last clipper or not, but I did get my serger back. She's sitting over there. She's working fine. The stitch finger only came off once while I was sewing, serging the ends of my scrunchies, the brown ones. And it was fine. Things were fine. Didn't have any real issues, but I'm just being really wary. I am going to start serging either the gold or the silver tonight and get those done because I think those are the only two colors that I have left. And then maybe all in one go, I'll just get all of them sewn into tubes and then sit out here and, I don't know, have a big old hand sewing party with myself. But that's that front. As far as sewing my little, the dress for my little brother's wedding, I have the fabric and everything already here, but I still have to do a mock-up. So last night I cut out the pattern pieces, as in just the pattern itself. And then I was looking through my fabric stash from the Pound Fabric store. Like, I got a huge remnants mystery box, and there just so happened to be some crepe fabric or crepe fabric. Is it crepe or crepe? Can y'all let me know in the comments below? Because I don't know what it's actually pronounced as. But it's white. It has a similar drape to the pink fabric that I'm using, and I think it'll be great. I do want to pre-wash it though, so I do have to like serge the ends of it and just pre-wash it. I do want to do a mock-up because I don't want to cut into my good fabric and then realize that I cut like the wrong size or something. I am going to measure myself and everything, but the other thing is though too, I also kind of have to grade my pattern because I'm in between sizes. My bust doesn't really match up with the waist measurement in the pattern. I have to go up a size in my waist, but stay the same in my bust. Human bodies, man, they just be all over the place. So my measurements don't quite add up typically, but grading the pattern seems easy enough to do according to this YouTube video I watched. So I'll do that later, but I do want to focus on getting the scrunchies up and out and moving on with that. On a more personal note, and this is where if things don't work out, I'm gonna be sad looking back on this footage, but I just want to let you guys know. So about 2 weeks ago, we put in a bid on a house, and we didn't hear back until like this week. My husband went and texted the real estate agent, and they told us the bid had gone up slightly from what we had put in, and tomorrow the bids close. So we were strategizing, and we're gonna put in our final bid tomorrow, and we're just gonna give it to the universe, I guess. But that's that, and I don't really want to dwell on it because, again, I just don't want to dwell on it because if I look back on this footage and things haven't turned out, I'll be a little bit like, But then again, if I look back on this and it has turned out, then I'll be happy. But we don't want to, I don't know. I like to err on the side of pessimism, but I'm also someone who really like gets their hopes up really, really high. But anyway, like I said, that's all. So anyway, I am out here because it is disgustingly warm inside. My in-laws love to keep the house temperature really, really high. And so it's like nice and cold out here, and I love it. So anyway, I'm gonna hopefully not break this when I try to thread her. But yes, we're gonna rethread the machine and we'll start getting all this done. And tomorrow I might actually come out here and show you what I'm doing, but tonight I just want to get stuff done. So I will check back in with you before I go inside. It is now 9:45 and I'm very tired. I've been up early this morning to go to work, but I got the silver scrunchies serged. I got the sides serged. I got the labels installed. I'm in the middle of doing the luxe size scrunchies, but all the basic ones are basically done. They just have to be sewn into loops. I have to finish the rest of the luxe size scrunchies tomorrow, but I am going to just be done. I'm very tired, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow. As you can see, I have a substantial heat rash going on. I just came out of the closet. I am bisexual, by the way, but that's not why. I just got off the phone with the real estate agent, and I tried to place another bid on the home. Last night it was sitting at 155. They must have got another bid last night at 160. So I just went and bid 165. I just texted my husband there that that's what happened. And I said, maybe call back and place another bid, perhaps, if you can. I don't know. So I'm going to text him here and I'll keep you updated. I am sweating profusely. I'm breaking out in a stress, heat, whatever kind of rash you would call this. I have sensitive skin, but anytime I'm super nervous over something, this happens and I just completely break out. It's not like itchy or anything. It's just like a bunch of body heat rising to the surface, if that makes sense. It'll go away, but I'm sweating. I'm sweating through my shirt. I'm just like, I'm so nervous. And like, I know people say don't get your hopes up, don't put all your eggs in one basket. And unfortunately, I am that kind of person who does all those things. So I just have to leave it. I did tell my husband maybe call back. Maybe call back closer to like noon and see what the bids are at and maybe put in another one at like our absolute max because I want this house. Like I want to move out of here so bad. And I don't even care that it needs a bunch of like work done to it. I need to get out of this house. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna go make a coffee now that my now that my intense moment has passed, I think I can start to relax a little bit, even though we won't know until noon when the bids close. Yeah, I put ours at 165, so I don't know if it would make a difference if my husband calls or not. I guess he probably could. I actually don't know. I don't think they'd penalize us for offering more money. So anyway, it is what it is. So I will try to update you on that front. So just fingers crossed, toes crossed. It is what it is. Well, we are not homeowners. So after I made our like final bid around 10:50, the real estate agents came back after like 2 hours and they were like, "Hey, the bid's up to 170 now. Do you guys want to, do more?" And so I was like, "All right, 172,500. That's it." And so I'm like sitting here like, is this really the right move? Because the house needs so like much work done. There was like a paddock area that we couldn't build onto. It had a nice sizable like front garden. It had 3 bathrooms, a utility room. It had gorgeous like big bedrooms and stuff. And we didn't mind putting in the effort and had a 50-foot garage. We didn't mind putting forth the effort to like do it up and stuff, but having to spend nearly 180,000 pounds on something that needs so much work is just out of our realm right now. Especially since my hours are getting cut at work for no particular reason. So I'm just a little upset. So anyway, that's you caught up now. Yep. Filming in a different corner of the studio because people will be everywhere outside tonight and I just feel very self-conscious about filming out here because there's like 2 very large open window situations. I should just buy some curtains and just, do it myself. But anyway, as you could see from the clips this morning, we did not get the house, unfortunately. It just went up way too high and we were not comfortable buying a house that we had to put so much work into, especially since realistically, we did not take into consideration some of the fees that we would be having to pay on top of like the house deposit and the mortgage and blah, blah, blah. So me being the very overprepared person that I am, I went ahead and opened some savings pots in our account that we will start putting into for like utilities such as electric, internet, things like that while we still live here. And then we're going to also put into our house deposit fund what we would be paying for a mortgage. Essentially, basically, we're just gonna pick a number and be like, okay, you and I are gonna split this in half, and we're gonna like put it in the house deposit, and also saving for like fees, like solicitor fees, stamp duty. I don't know, stuff like that. I don't know any of that stuff, but basically just the fees that would go into the house buying process, like surveying it, possibly a skip. mold like cleaning, an electrician, things like that. So it's a blessing in disguise. We'll be a little bit more prepared, I think, for the next house that we try to bid on if we can ever find one. But anyway, that's that. I am out here because I have to finish my silver luxe size scrunchies, and then once I'm done with those, I have to move on to the gold, and those are the last ones that I have to do before I move on to my organza fabric that I forgot that I had. But I'm not that worried about that. Winter is still a couple months away, and I have to also start working on my dress for my little brother's wedding. But enough of that. And again, I really apologize for not filming any of the process of sewing. It's just been a little bit hectic lately. I will try to film it this weekend though, because I do have off for once. So anyway, I'm gonna get started, and I will show you the productivity I've achieved at the very end. It's 9 o'clock now, and I'm going inside. All the silver ones are done. They're sitting over there. This is a mess. I got only the basic size gold ones done, but I'm gonna just call it for the night. I'm very tired, and I'm like deciding, do I want to go to the gym in the morning? I probably will. But then again, I've been really tired the last couple days, so who knows? But I have to go inside and like chill, and I might have to order some pattern tracing like paper. I don't really know how else to describe it, like carbon paper, if that makes any sense, so that I don't like demolish my pattern pieces. It's like a whole thing. That way I don't ruin my actual paper patterns. I can keep them forever and ever, and if I go between sizes, I can still use the actual pattern. So anyway, I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm really tired, and I will talk to you guys later. Hello everyone. It is Saturday, which is crazy because in the last couple of months I've only had one weekend off, and it was one that I had asked for off. This weekend I didn't have to ask off. And then next week I do work the weekend, so it's just, it is what it is. It's fine. But anyway, I thought I was going to start off the day really strong, and I went to the gym because the gym on Saturdays has like different hours than during the week. So I went this morning, and then came home, took a shower, made breakfast, all that fun, happy stuff. And then by about 11 o'clock, I like just sank. I was so tired. I went back to bed for 2 hours, didn't wake up until like 1 o'clock. Or 12? No, was it? I think it was 1 o'clock. Yeah. But I definitely needed the sleep because I have been lacking sleep. And then around 2:30 or so, my father-in-law's brother came to visit, and the dog would not shut up for the entire half hour that he was here. So that was really fun. Really, really love living here. Really glad that it's taking us forever to find a house. So just trying not to, lose my mind. So anyway, some interesting business related topics. I have decided to finally get something to organize this bundle of fabric here. So I bought some comic board backing stuff. Apparently a lot of sewers swear by it. They say you can put all of your reams of fabric on it and it's great. So I'm going to do that because this cannot stand. This won't work. It's just like a pile here, and I know because of the Irish weather that's like here, it's gonna get damp, and then it's gonna get moldy, and then I'm gonna have like all this fabric go to waste. So not about that. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll probably figure out some sort of storage situation for the actual fabric, like a box or something like that. But one thing at a time. My husband and I worked on a spreadsheet last night to figure out what our savings tactic will be to move out. So that's still few and far between. We still haven't found a house that we like the look of, aside from the dream home that we lost. And I was sitting there like thinking, I was like, could we not just call them up and just like give another number? It does say sale agreed on the website, unfortunately. So, I mean, but if we offer them more money. But anyway, I think we just have to let bygones be bygones with that house. So I am out here because I do have some stuff to finish. I have in the mail, hopefully coming tomorrow, according to my rainforest package. I refuse to use the actual name because I am ashamed that I use the service. So my rainforest package is coming, and I bought some like pattern, like these basically sheets of chalk that you put on, do you know when you were a kid and you would take a graphite pencil and you draw on the back of a sheet of paper, flip it over onto another sheet of paper, and like trace a drawing onto the other sheet of paper? It's like that, but for patterns. So I am going to hopefully get that in the mail tomorrow, and then I can work on the mock-up for my dress for my little brother's wedding, because we're coming into November in 2 weeks and I have nothing to show for it as far as that project goes. So I have already washed the fabric for that, and that's probably going to be like a shorts only project. I don't really want to dedicate too much time filming it for the main vlogs, but maybe I could, just because, but I don't know. But anyway, so I am out here because I have to finish, I think it's the Luxe Size Gold. Yeah, the Luxe Size Gold scrunchies, and then I have to sew everything into tubes, and then I have to sew everything shut, and then get the last, I think it's the last 3 colors. So the lipstick red, I'm calling it, no wait, candy red was already put on the website. Oh, it's the brown, which I'm calling, what did I end up calling the brown? I'll try, oh, cocoa or something? I'll put all the names if I can remember. The gold color is called Old Gold, and I don't think I actually got around to naming the silver one. So I might call it like Frostbite or something. I don't really know yet. But anyway, I have to finish all of that. So I did bring my camera out here. I'll try to get some footage for you so that I'm not just a talking head this entire vlog. I apologize profusely, but my life is in shambles. So let's go. So the first thing I need to do here is sort of red up the place. It is a mess. Admittedly, it's all my fault. But, yeah. And between projects, I brought in some products to do, like, shorts with, to, like, pretend to pack with me, or pretend that I'm packing an order, I think is the shorts that I made, which actually, in hindsight, I now have to actually do the voiceovers for, and I'll have to do them out here, because, heaven forbid, there's any sort of quiet in the house. The last one I made, the dog ended up barking, and she was like in the kitchen, and I had the door closed in our bedroom, and you could still hear her. So if I'm ever really super frustrated, I hope you guys can empathize, sympathize, understand that my living situation has not been ideal in the last 5 years. It has been incredibly stressful. It has been wearing me down, and it just, yeah. Please buy my products at Knoel Place so I can move out of my in-laws' house and make better content for you that's a little bit more positively spent. So anyway, I have to organize all of those items and put them back where I found them. Some of this stuff is like not even related to the business. It's like socks that I have to darn because I refuse to throw them out if all I have to do is patch them up. You know, and I could do that out here on like a cozy, winter evening and just do that. I think I just need to figure out where I'm putting everything here. Because at the minute, nothing, like I've used all of the boxes that I can possibly use. I have a lot of boxes. I really don't want to buy anymore, guys. So I really need y'all to do me a solid. And even if you guys can't buy from me, ask a friend. Christmas is coming. So I'm just, I don't know, I'm going to try my best here to come up with some sort of situation. I also thought at one point for like organization's sake to create labels on the boxes like that are QR codes that are directly tied to a Google Sheets that has the inventory that's in that box. That's still in the cards. That would be actually really nice. But I don't think I'm going to do that today. I just want to put everything away. So let's get into time-lapse mode, shall we? I guess while I'm at it, I need to like figure out this area too. I'm really happy that my sewing machine like carriers actually came in handy when I got my serger fixed, so they were not a waste of a Christmas gift. I don't know, guys. A little precarious, the tower of scrunchies, but it is what it is. It is late now. It's 10 p.m. But my husband and I ended up getting pizza and having a movie night. A little bit unprompted. I have had some adult beverages, so I'm not, but I did manage to finish the gold luxe size scrunchies, like sewing them together, the chiffon and the satin. And then I started to sew just the basic size scrunchies into tubes. But I only got 2 done by the time the pizza arrived, so. But we have been watching Donnie Darko, and there is a cat, and I'll try to insert clips. We aren't sure if it's a boy or a girl, but there's been a cat that has been like kind of hanging around out the house that has become very friendly. And they were sitting with us chilling watching Donnie Darko. We're about to watch Harvey. So that's all there is for me for today. I will try and get back with you guys tomorrow. Was I lying that this week was a mess? Anyway, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It helps my little Nook grow, hopefully out of my in-laws' house. And if you're feeling frisky, go ahead and subscribe. And if you like creativity in other forms, go ahead and check out my nail art channel, Nailing It with Noel, or my makeup and lifestyle channel, Noel IRL. Bye, guys.